What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? It's your girl Keisha, and I am here with my all tea, all shade loving Marriage Huntsville Season 4 Reunion Part 2. I ain't got time to be BSing. Let's get straight into it because I got a lot to say. Now, y'all know I moved, so I had to redo my DVR system and all that type of stuff. So I missed the first 3 minutes of the episode. So I literally came in when Carlos was saying to Tisha, your husband received a very sexually explicit photo that he liked and responded to in the comment section. You mean to tell me after seeing that and constantly hearing things about your husband, you never once said, could this be true? So I don't know the other context of what was said before that, but Tisha was like, I researched it before I confronted Marcel. Like, okay, Doogie Howser, what? So Carlos was like, and what did you find? She was like, nothing. I ain't find nothing. She's so dumb. Dumb. So Tisha getting mad and getting defensive the more Carlos is questioning her because he like, Tisha, you sound ridiculous. Like he's trying his hardest to give her a window to not hang herself, and she literally does not get it. Like it's like all air up there. So she, like I said, getting mad and defensive and was like, this happened probably like 14 years ago. And Kiki was like, girl, like, no, it wasn't no 14 years ago, sis. Stop it with your lies. So Carlos says to Wanda, did you know about this? And she was like, Tisha don't tell me everything. I don't be knowing all her business like that, Carlos. But my thing is, we, even without me knowing the context behind this picture, the problem with Tisha is she sits up here on this show at the reunion, online, in interviews, and tries to paint this picture of this beautiful marriage with no issues, and my husband isn't cheating on me, and you guys want me to leave him, and I don't have any proof, and I've never found anything. Like she tries to act like there's nothing going on in their marriage when we all see things very differently. And I've seen certain people, and even in my comment section, like, y'all just want these people to get a divorce, and it's not that. Nobody wants a family and a marriage to break up. It's the thing of with Tisha and Marceau is that you guys willingly signed a contract to be on a nationally syndicated reality show about love and marriage. Okay? Y'all came on here to show your life and to show the reality of your life. And with that, we want to see the real deal Holyfield. We don't want smoke and mirrors. And that's what they're trying to give us. It's like, Tisha, be honest. You're not that secure in your marriage. You're a very insecure woman. That's obvious. Your husband is very controlling. Your husband is very manipulative. Your husband likes to gaslight you. Your husband likes to down talk you. Your husband is very chauvinistic, okay? And you're just now coming into your own and having a backbone. And for you to have, for 4 seasons, sit up here and act like you've never had any type of situations with your husband, only for us to now find out that you, in fact, found a naked photo in your husband's phone to a woman that he responded to. Like, excuse you? Like, I don't care if it was 14 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a day ago. Y'all have issues. And the fact that you try to act like y'all don't is what is frustrating to us. If you would just keep it real and be like, yeah, you know, me and my husband go through things. We've gone through situations or whatever. But at the same token, he has never done anything of significance for me to leave him. But yes, we've had issues. We've had problems like in any marriage. Our marriage isn't perfect. But has he blatantly cheated on me? No. But the fact that your husband was up here liking a woman's naked photo, honey, that is a cause for pause. And I need for you to just admit that and just Be okay with that. It doesn't make you a less of a woman. It doesn't make you a less of a wife. It's just y'all go through stuff like everybody else, and I wish she would stop trying to live in this fairy tale world where she acts like nothing is happening and it's just birds chirping and butterflies singing, and it's just like, what kind of world are you living in, darling? This is not a Disney movie. You are not Princess Tiana. I need for you to get it together. It stopped frustrating us, the audience. Carlos then asked Wanda how she feels about all this. She was like, it's disappointing. It upsets her. And you hear Marceau say under his breath, because I like the over a booty pic. See, that's the problem. That's the problem, because you are a married man. You should not be communicating with a woman that's sending you naked photos, because if the roles were reversed and you found out that Tisha was sitting up here liking and commenting to a man who has sent her a dick pic, you will be filing for divorce tomorrow. You will be in the corner in a fetal position, boo-hoo crying. You and your man titties. So I need for you to have several. And the fact that he's able to even say stuff like that is once again the problem, Tisha. I don't even remember how Kiki and Wanda started arguing. But at some point they start going back and forth, having words or whatever about being a good cousin, being a good aunt. And Marceau jumps in and was like, Martel told us about them inviting Kiki over for something. And I want to ask them, was it a solemn moment or were we laughing about the situation? And he's referring to the fact that he and Tisha told Martel and Melody about Kiki's addiction. Okay? And he admits that he was the one that brought the subject up. And Kiki says that Mel was the one that told her that they were laughing. And so Carlos was like, do you still feel like they were laughing in that moment? And Mel was like, yeah, they were laughing and there was nothing funny about the situation. So Marceau was like, I told Tisha, you need to tell them or I will. And so here come Maurice being Captain Save-A-Hole. He jumping in a situation talking about, I know about nights where my brother went over there and he was of service and of aid to Kiki. Nobody's saying that he wasn't there for her or whatever, that any of that did not happen. What we're talking about today, Maurice Luther King, Malcolm X Jr., is the fact that your brother decided it was okay to tell his family-in-law's business to people that they should not have been privy to. That is the issue and the problem, Maurice. So he told us it was never a joking matter. And Mel was like, we all know how Marceau jokes around. And I can see him bringing it up, joking and playing, being sarcastic, trying to be the life of the party. I can so see Marceau doing that. And this is what irks me about Maurice, is that he loves to back somebody up and back them in their nonsense. He knows his brother. He knows how his brother likes to play around, taunt people, joke, and tease. So don't sit up here and act like it's so far-fetched that he would have broached that subject and made a joke out of it. Like, Maurice, please have several seats, you country crock looking ass nigga, you. Carlos then asks Kiki, does she think that Marceau was joking when he, brought the subject up? And she says, the Marceau that I know, I don't think that he would do that. She even goes on to say that Tisha was probably one of the first people that she admitted she had an addiction to, and that she was the person that took her to her first rehab. She also says that she was angry and bitter all these years because of the fact that they decided to tell her business to other people, first of all, and that she never, ever, ever had gone to someone's home and did anything crazy like trying to steal somebody's medication or stealing from them or, acting belligerent or, whatever. And she was like, and when I was invited to Mel's house, I'd already gone to rehab. So there was no reason to bring that up. And I 100% agree with Kiki. Now that we know the full scope and the full story and all parties that were involved were in the same room to clear their names, clear the subject, clear the topic, I agree. That is y'all family business. There was no need for Marceau to bring that up to Mel and Martell when the lady had already gone through rehab. She'd already been in recovery. Okay? It wasn't like she was over here stealing people's stuff, like out there bad crazy. There was no reason for you to say that. And it was really none of your place to be telling anybody anything because she's not even your blood relative. If anybody was going to tell it, it should have been Tisha, and she wasn't even the one that brought it up. You were. And you were totally out of pocket and totally wrong. And the fact that he set up on this stage, him and his big Dumbo-eared self, looking like a dang on elf, and not take accountability that, yes, I was wrong. I spoke out of term. I had no right to tell your business. And that is the part of the problem with these people on this show, is that they refuse to take accountability for anything that they do, for anything. And it's just like, come on, bro. Like, it's black and white. You were wrong. And Tisha, you ain't shit neither, because you sit up here and let him tell your family business to folks. Like, come on now. You don't do that. No, you should have cussed him clean out. Because once again, if the roles were reversed and you was telling his family's business, oh, baby, he would have gathered you and them edges real quick. The Madani fight is next up. And Carlos asks Mel what happened that day. And Mel says that she was, on her live or whatever, she spotted Bernard and she confronted Bernard about the things that he had said to her on Wanda's live about how he got a chopper and he gonna do this, that, and the third to her. And then she said, while her and Bernard were having their conversation, that Wanda jumped in and said that she didn't like Mel. Wanda was like, no, that ain't how it happened. You said I'm out here handling things. I'm getting ready to get shit started. So they played a flashback, and that's not how it went. Mel was on her Instagram live, and she read a comment where somebody said, blink once or twice if you need help. And Mel was like, nah, y'all know I don't need no help. I know how to handle myself. And then the producer said, Mel, you can't be on live. And she was like, why I can't be on my live? She never said anything about getting nothing started or anything like that. And this is the problem with Wanda, that she puts 10 on 20 and adds her own little spice mix to things and be totally wrong and strong in the face and just wrong. So Carlos was like, well, Wanda, what did you say exactly about their child? And she was like, I heard him on Dr. Heavenly say, I wonder who that last baby daddy is. I only repeated what he said. Well, the problem with that is he never said that. And I don't understand why nobody at this reunion addressed that. Why nobody addressed it? Why nobody bought the rights to the footage or asked to use the footage from Heavenly's live? I'm pretty sure she would have allowed it, because Heavenly the clout and the publicity. But that's not even what he said. He never questioned Sugar Mama's paternity. What he said in that interview, once again, if you go back to it, and I've already done a video on exactly what he said, but what he said was, he questioned whether or not the baby Mel aborted was his, because he felt like she possibly could have been cheating at that time. He never questioned the paternity of Sugar Mama. Dr. Heavenly got confused in that conversation and thought that he was talking about Sugar Mama. He was like, no. I'm talking about the abortion that she had, not about my last daughter. No, I know that's my child. So first of all, the conversation is null and void at that point, because he never questioned the paternity of Sugar Mama. So you're not going off what he said. You're going off, once again, what you think you heard, or you adding your own little spice mix once again to something that never went down that way. So Carlos was like, I just feel like the clapback should have been to people who are adults. Why would you reduce it to where you involve someone's kid into it? And Wanda make up some stupid excuse that nobody on planet Earth would ever understand, child. So Carlos was like, Martell, have you ever questioned the paternity of your child? And he was like, no, of course he didn't. So here come Maurice. Here come Maurice. I swear, every time he talks now, I roll my eyes and I just get ready to hear a bunch of wah, 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 wah. Like he irks. He irks because he tries to be the voice of reason. And all I hear and smell is shit coming out of his mouth. Because I just want you to shut up. I just want you to shut up. Go butter some toast and leave us alone. So Maurice told me something. I don't think Martell should have ever brought that information to the world. Once again, nimwits, he never said that. So all of y'all are loud and wrong. So Carlos was like, Tisha, how do you feel your mother was wrong? Yeah, but it's both of them. I felt like my mom was responding to what Melody did because Melody say stuff too. It's both of them. Girl, shut up. It is not both of them. Your mother started all of this. So anytime Melody does say something about your mama, it's in response to something that your mama has said. What about that don't you get? Or is it just a situation where you don't like this woman so much that you are just not willing to admit that your mama is flat out dead wrong? Wrong, girl. Like, how hard is that for you to admit she was wrong? She had no business bringing up that lady's child. Period. Because, once again, ain't nobody said nothing about your kids. Nothing about your kids. Because anybody else that's ignorant as me would have chopped you and them kids up. And that's just on period. You can't be playing with people's kids now. No. Martell even says to Tisha, what's so wrong with saying my mom is wrong? Tisha's like, no one wants to hold Melody accountable for what she do. Girl, once again, this is not about Melody. Like, you are so blind with anger towards this girl that you just are unwilling to state the facts of the situation. And the fact is your mother was flat out wrong. She had no business bringing a toddler into some grown folks' business. There's no but, there's no excuse, and there's no trying to reason and say that your mom had any right in this situation, Tisha. And I think, once again, this is why the audience don't really care for you, because you don't even know when to say when. There's a thing of, you can stick up for your mama and love your mama all day long, but right is right and wrong is wrong. You made excuses when your mama said stuff about their hair. Now you're making excuses for what she said about Sugar Mama. It's like, will you ever hold your mama accountable? You let your mama get away with so much mess. But Tisha literally lets everybody walk over her. You let your mama walk over you. You let your husband walk over you. Next up is going to be your kids. They're going to be the next people that run over you, because they're getting older now and they're going to see, dang, my daddy can talk to her and do anything. My grandmama can talk to her any kind of way and do anything. Well, hell, why can't I? And that's something that you really need to be thinking about and looking at, because girl, this is so not a good look for you. So once again, here come Maurice trying to stick up for Wanda and make excuses for her shitty ass behavior. And Carlos was like, you know what? Let me just say this. And I was so happy he went there. He says, for me, you guys went to town on Tiffany when she brought up Monster. It seems like you guys are making excuses. And Kimmy was like, who? Who are you guys? And Carlos was like, all of y'all on the stage. I'm not feeling the same energy from last year. And Kim was like, well, let me speak for me. I think it was too far. So Carlos was like, I'm just a little surprised that it wasn't black and white, that an innocent child was brought up. Marceau and I had a conversation season 2 about Martell apologizing to MJ on camera. And Marceau called me and said, when it comes to my kids, I don't want them filming scenes I'm not privy to. And he was like, and I apologize passionately and profusely about it, because I felt so bad and I'm not even a parent. So I'm a little disappointed that the same passion isn't being shown on this stage. And Tisha's like, I told my mom she was wrong. And Carlos was like, in all fairness, though, it took you a moment. I guess she was wrong, but I guess that's the part that's that's unfortunate. So Martell jumps in and was like, Carlos, the same energy you're giving to Marceau, why are you not giving that same emotion to my daughter? But before I even touch on that, I'm so glad that Carlos called them out. Because everybody rallied when Tiffany said what she said about Monster. Everybody rallied. Everybody was like, she was flat out wrong. But the fact that these grown tail folks on this stage just was refusing to say that this woman was wrong baffled me. It baffled me, and it low key irritated my butt crack. And I understood the frustration that Carlos had, because it's just like, come on, people. Come on now. Y'all got hitting me with this. So back to Martell and his comment. He was like, Carlos, the same energy you're giving to Marceau, why are you not giving that same emotion to my daughter? This is the first time she talked about my children. Why wasn't it addressed then? And Carlos got defensive now. And he was like, first of all, y'all never came to me about it. And Martell was like, I don't think we should have to. And Carlos was like, because you call me and email me about other issues, do you not? And Martell sat there for a second like, oops, okay, might have went too far. And he was like, and I agree. But let me say this. I agreed with Martell. And I rarely ever agreed with him. But I feel like this season, Martell did have some moments where I actually agreed. Because I shouldn't have to tell you that what she did was wrong for her to be reprimanded. As an adult person, whether or not you have children, right is right and wrong is wrong, and you knew that this woman was wrong for stating what she said about my kids. First of all, when she made the comment about their hair, that should have been a warning. We're not doing that on here. That's not that type of show. Kids will not be involved. And then when you found out that she was on social media saying what she said, at that point, it should have been a termination, because people have to be held accountable for their actions, not even just on the show, but outside of the show, because this is a brand and you're affecting my brand and what I've worked so hard for, because you want to get online and act the donkey. Like, we're not about to do that. We're just simply not. So I agreed with Martell, and that the same sympathy should have been shown to him and Mel, and that no, we don't have to tell you about it for you and your team to do something about it. But what I heard is that Wanda ain't coming back next season. I'm just saying, Wanda, from what I heard, Wanda, Tiffany, and hey are not coming back. So we shall see. They've already started filming for season 5. Even though I'm not pleased about that, I feel like they need to take about 6 months off before they even start filming, but they already have, so I digress. After that, Tisha just continues to make excuses for Wanda. Like, she just does not get it. She refuses. Wanda gives some type of half-ass apology to Mel about what she said, but Mel didn't accept it. I wouldn't have accepted it, because it really wasn't no apology. It was just like something she threw out there. There was no sincerity behind it. And like Mel said, she don't think that she did anything wrong. So like, girl, you can keep that. You can keep it and shove it up your ass. So Carlos asks Mel, do you see a world where you are able to move forward with everybody? And Mel said, never. Never, never not, Neverland, never ending, finito, finished, absolutely not, period, pause, stop. Like, she was like, absolutely not. No. And with everything that has happened, there is no going back with these people. There really honestly isn't any way for her to be friends with these people after the things that have been said and done on this show. The only people that on this show where I think that, a relationship can continue on with is her and Kimmy. You know what I'm saying? So when people say that Melody got to be the problem because she fall out with everybody, well, that's not true, because her and Kimmy have not fallen out. I think it's a situation, and then, everybody's saying that Melody's a villain. Melody thinks she better than the cast, and she's standoffish, and it's not about none of that. When you get to a place in your grown life where you refuse to be engaged in negativity and negative people, you simply remove yourself from the situation. But this is not a situation like in real life. She can tune you out, not be around you, and go on with life. This is her job. This is a show that she and her ex-husband created. This is a show that she is a producer on. This is a show where she's also a cast member. So it's not like she can escape these people. She has to work with them until this show is no more. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, that does not mean that I have to get down in the dirt with you all, down in the mud with you all, that I have to fake being nice to you all, fake being like we're friends. I'm not about to do that. You don't like me. I don't like you, but we still have to work together. You all know how that is to work a 9-to-5 job and go to work with people you don't like, but you have to because this is your livelihood. And that is the same situation that Mel is in. The same situation. And I also feel like she's seeing people for who they are. When you a praying woman and you asking God for discernment on people and to show me who mean me good and who don't mean me no good, and Lord remove them, and then he remove them. Oh, okay. It ain't no question about it. You removed them. Then let me know everything I need to know. So it could be a situation where she saw Destiny for who Destiny really is. She's seeing Stormy for who Stormy really is. She saw Tisha for Tisha who she really is. Her and Tiffany still cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an issue where she falls out with everybody. And I wish people would stop with that narrative. Stormy and Destiny then joined the reunion, and we find out that they are now cool. They have squashed all of their beef from this season. And Carlos says, a lot of people tweeted that the show is ratchet now that Stormy is on it, and asked Stormy how she feels about it. And, Stormy gets emotional and she starts to cry because, now we know present day that she has dealt with depression all of her life. She said that she was depressed during the holidays because of the feedback from the fans saying that she ghetto and she bringing down the show, this, that, and the third. But my issue with Stormy is she got on social media. I never saw this stuff. I'm just going off what you all said and what other bloggers posted about this situation, how she was tweeting, I guess, and on Instagram saying how she dealt with depression her whole life, and that she tried at one time to unalive herself, and the pressure from the fans and them not liking her was getting to her and she was depressed or whatever. But my thing is, you going through all of that, right? And then on New Year's Eve we see you hanging with Martell and Sheree. So it makes me wonder, like, if I'm so depressed over people on social media attacking me because of my portrayal on this reality show, why would I then put myself in another situation to be judged and ridiculed, and for people to be saying that I'm fake and I'm this, that, and the third? Why would you even put yourself in that predicament? Because we've never seen you hang out with Martell since you've been on this show. Never, ever once. Never, ever once. And when I did the video on it, there were some people saying in my comment section, I'm grown. You can't tell me who I need to be friends with. That's childish. Okay. No, you can't tell people who to be friends with. But if I'm your home girl and you and your husband break up, and I know your husband ain't, SHIT. I don't really hang around that man. I know him. Our husbands may be cool, whatever the case may be. But just because we fall out don't mean that I'm going to now go start kicking it with that person. That's fake. That is fake behavior. If you wasn't friends with this person, hanging around with this person before we fell out, now the fact that we have allegedly falling out, now you hanging around with my ex-husband and his new chick, make it make sense. The same situation with Destiny. Oh, we fall out, now you besties with Tisha. Also, all y'all just about to link up with people that don't like me. Oh, okay. Now I see where this is going. I also want to say two other things. I don't agree with the audience saying that Stormy is bringing down the show and that she's ratchet. I don't believe that at all. I don't agree with it. What I will say is, I think that when Stormy initially came onto the show earlier this season, which was early this year when the season first began, she came onto the show on 10. She came on the show, with that kind of like, ghetto girl type of mentality and personality. And the curling of her upper lip, the like, oh girl, what is your problem? She came on the show being very unlikable. And then in the second half of the season, we saw a different side of her, which probably is her real true side. I think all of them are probably sides of her, but we got to see her, in her Zen mode, in her meditation room, and her being like this black girl hippie. We got to see all of this stuff. So I think initially the audience was like, we don't like her, she ratchet, da 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 da. But I think as the season went on that the audience does not feel that way anymore about her. Now, who is ghetto, who is a mess, who is aggressive, and all of those things, and ratchet, and always trying to fight, is Destiny. She the one that is the problem. She the one that need to go. She the one that need to be fired because she don't know how to control herself nor her mouth. And she's irritated. Carlos then focuses on Destiny and was like, a lot of people have demanded you be fired for not sharing your personal life. However, you are in a relationship. Next to you is a pillow opposed to a man. Baby, when Carlos said next to you is a pillow opposed to a man, child, I about did a stop, drop, and roll. That was one of the best reads of this year. Because when he said it, why Destiny look over to her side at the pillow? It's in this picture on the screen. Child, that was funny. He was like, why are you on Love and Marriage Huntsville when you don't have a marriage and you're not in love? And she was like, who said I wasn't in love? But okay, girl, you could be in love all day long. But once again, you're in a situation where stuff is going on in your life and we, the audience, aren't privy to it. Like, only thing we know about Destiny since she's been on the show now for the last few seasons is that she got an attitude problem. She quick to anger. She always ready to fight. She is a poor businesswoman. She's a liar. Okay, because she done gave us 50 million stories about what's going on between her and LeBrick, child, and that baby. We also know that she from Detroit. We also know that I guess she used to act or something like that, but we found that out via an interview, not on the show. We know that she's a flip-flopper. We know that her store is open one day, closed the next. People ain't getting their checks. You ain't paying folks. We know that you got a boyfriend that live here in my city of St. Louis and that his name is like Mo or something like that. Other than that, we don't really know anything about you. We saw your daddy on the show twice. Where is the scenes with you and your father? Where is your mother? Let's see your family. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't talk about what happened between you and LeBrick, you know what I'm saying, for legal reasons, there is so many other things that we could have been focusing on this season. And the fact that you're in a relationship, we don't get to see that. So it's once again, why are you here? Why are you here? Why? Please, why are you here? Like, because she the one that need to go, to be honest with you. So Destiny says that, she can't talk about LeBrick for legal reasons. Now, am I crazy? Y'all let me know this down below in the comment section. Am I crazy? Am I drumming this up in my head? But with that press tour, YouTube press tour that Destiny was doing earlier this year, didn't she say in an interview that LeBaric didn't have a gag order on her? Am I tripping? Didn't she say that in an interview that he didn't have a gag order on her? And that was because I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section, because when she said on the reunion that was the reason why she didn't talk about their situation, because legally she couldn't. But I was like, I clearly remember in my head on one of them interviews you did, you said that there was no gag order or anything like that. So I'm totally confused. I need to know which one it is. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping, or did she say that he did have a gag order on her? I'm thinking it's the opposite. I really honestly do. So Carlos was like, producers have also said that you have been very difficult. And Destiny was like, there have been many moments where I have been vulnerable and it doesn't play on the show. The fact that your cast members are saying you difficult, it's like pulling teeth talking to you. The producers are saying you difficult. The audience doesn't like you. So why are you here? Because you, out of everybody on this stage, need to check the most. So I don't understand how you walking around here with attitude and being rude to people and being difficult. Like, you need to be the least unproblematic person in this cast. So Kimmy was like, in all fairness, we all have gone through that. And Destiny was like, okay, but he's talking about me right now. And Kimmy was like, you're saying it like it's specific to you. She was like, no, I'm not. I'm not saying it. And then Kimmy was like, but it's happened to everybody. And I think the point that Kimmy was trying to make is that, yeah, there's certain things in all of our lives that we don't want to talk about or that we can't talk about. So when things are not being aired that we wish would be aired, we have to make it up in different ways. Like, it happens to everybody. But I didn't feel like Kimmy needed to jump in that moment. She should have let Destiny talk. I felt like her point was pretty much mute at that point. It really didn't do anything. It didn't help anything. If anything, it made matters worse. So Destiny looking at her like, bitch, I thought we was good. Like, why are you coming for me low key? Marceau then cuts in and was like, don't come for Kimmy. And Destiny was like, I'm not. And Kimmy was like, she can, but she ain't. Kimmy was like, I wish a bitch would. Girl, Destiny don't want none of this. And Destiny sitting there looking like, okay. But I was so happy that Carlos asked all the right questions to everybody. And this is what I wish the reunions looked like on Bravo. The fact that Andy only asked one question with no follow-ups and hold these people feet to the flames is part of the reason why the Housewives series needs revamping. They need new hosts. They need new housewives. They need new storylines. They need all of it. Because one thing I can say, y'all can call Carlos messy all y'all want to all day long. That man gets the job done. He keeps us tuned in every weekend to his shows. And I think he did a bang up job being the host. I love that he stuck in certain uncomfortable moments because it needed to be stuck in those moments. We're not going to pretend like everything is just hunky-dory over here in this household. Like, we're not about to do that. So I love the fact that, he went there with everybody and really made people uncomfortable. And that's what needs to happen on reality television. Overall, I'm going to give part 2 of the reunion an A. Everybody showed up, showed out, did a wonderful, wonderful job. Next week is the official last episode of this season, and it seems like we're going out with a bang. So I'm super duper excited. Let me know what y'all thought about last night's episode. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.